Used to think a lot about who I wanted to be when I grew up, like what I wanted to be, everything, and I think I finally decided when I grow up, I want to be the dude that I am on the first date. That would be amazing if I could be that dude for real. He is somebody to aspire to. You know what I mean? That dude Reed. He pulled chairs out for people. I don't even pull out the chair for myself. I actually stick my leg under the table and drag the chair out like an animal and then sit down in it. And he's got money. You know what I mean? Like, my second date's just... We going through samples at Whole Foods while we learn about each other. I used to be afraid of, like, dying young, and then, and as I got older, I got a little bit older and I was, like, scared of dying old, and I don't think I'm scared of either of those now. I think I'm scared of dying middle-aged. Because here's the thing, when you die young, it's very tragic, because people are like, wow, he had his whole life ahead of him. Which obviously not, but that's what people say. And then if you die old, people think that's not sad. That's actually incredibly sad. Because now you've lived long enough to have a long, beautiful life, make a lot of friends, have a big family with grandkids and great grandkids that are gonna miss you. Nobody misses you like they miss a matriarch or patriarch of a family, But when you die middle age, people are like, that's sad. He had some of his life ahead of him. I'm not saying people don't get sad, but they get sad the way a kid gets sad when he dropped his ice cream, but he only had 2 bites left anyway. It's like, all right, we're not gonna entertain you crying about this too much. That's not really what we're doing. He got a bird, which is weird. I don't know. It is. He lives in a studio. It's the biggest bird I've ever seen. And now his apartment is a quarter bird. It is cumbersome. It is a reverse Maya Angelou in there. Just bird upset. Nobody's having a good time. It's weird because it was odd of him to see a majestic creature and be like, well, if I can't be outside, neither can you, But he did. He got this bird, and it's a parrot. I know it's a parrot, but it's the biggest parrot I've ever seen in my entire life. And while I was hanging out at his place, at one point he went to the bathroom. And when he went to the bathroom, I don't know, I can't be certain, but I'm almost sure, that while he was in the bathroom, the parrot said the N-word. And I don't know, I wasn't sure if I had picked up on it at first, because it didn't say it like a dude, it said it like a bird. I'm just sitting there on my phone and I hear, and I'm like, that wasn't it, but it had all the notes. That might have been it, But I was like, no, I'm tripping. I just went back to my phone and then I heard, and I'm like, that was slower. That one might have been spot on. I think he's trying to tell me something. But even if he is, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna fight a bird? I went back to my phone, shook it off, and then the third one had some stank on it. The third one was like, and I'm like, that's... And when I turned around, he was looking at me. I'm like, he is clearly doing this. But it was weird, I didn't know what to do. I was frozen because saying cracker is their whole thing, and he went fully left.
I got stopped by TSA one time. This was very embarrassing. It's terrible. I got stopped by TSA. They flagged my bag, and the whole time, you know, they asked the questions: anything sharp, anything like I should be aware of? I'm like, no. And this time, I was genuinely mystified at what they could, because I didn't pack any merch. I didn't pack, like, I literally just had clothes in there. I think even my toothbrush and stuff was in my backpack, not my suitcase. And so I was like, no, I'm like curious with them. And then sometimes when you get stopped, you can see the screen, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes they're very secretive, and they press the screen. I didn't know it was a touch screen. Press the screen. Go in the bag, and this time I could actually see the screen. And so I saw something I didn't even recognize, and he turns the screen to me even more, and he's like, are those brass knuckles? And I was like, sir, I don't own brass knuckles. And he's like, then what am I looking at here? Like, what is this? And now I'm freaking out a little bit, because this is like the most someone's really like interrogated me at TSA. And I'm like, if it's in the bag, it's yours. You can't just be like, oh, it's not my gun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's in the bag, it's yours. And so now in my head, I'm like, ooh, I wonder if I like bumped into somebody in security, and then they like Ocean's 11 put some brass knuckles in my bag or something. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's trying to jam me up. I'm glad I didn't panic. There was a part of me, look. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty soft. So like, as soon as they had 3 questions for me, I was like, I didn't do it. Like, and so then he opens my bag, flips the bag open, and goes right to where he saw the knuckles. And, oh, I was devastated. Because they weren't brass knuckles, just like I thought they weren't brass knuckles. But I forgot they were in my bag. They were toe spreaders.
I had no idea that there were people in this world, the volume and frequency of men in this world, taking a picture of their penis and just sending it to women. I had no idea how it's happening every hour of every day all over the world. They didn't ask for the picture. They don't want the picture, and they can't unsee the picture, you know? But I found this out because it hit close to home. Because you ladies do a thing as well, where you'll go out, maybe it's by yourself or maybe it's with your friends. You'll go out and you'll meet a guy and you don't really like him. You know what I mean? Like, maybe there's no connection, there's no chemistry. You guys just aren't clicking. I don't know what it is, but you don't really like him. So at the end of the night, he asks you for your number. And you give him your number, but you give him one number off. You give him one number wrong, okay? Maybe it's the first number, maybe it's the last number. It's just not your number. I know that because I've been that number. For a period of 6 months, there was some random woman out in the world giving strange men my number. And for a period of 6 months, I was receiving penises in my phone. It was terrible. I'd wake up in the morning, thank the Lord for a new day. And then I'd do what we all do. I'd roll over and I'd check my phone. See what's going on in the world. See who's thinking about me. And there would be penises in my face. One of the most distressing things about this is that it wasn't even like, hey, what's up, it's Mark from last night, penis. It was just straight to the penis. Like, not even seeing it, who I am, you know? Not even seeing how my day is going. lived in fear of my own phone. My phone would buzz and I would pray there weren't two penises in my pants. It was so many that honestly I had to figure out what the plural for penises was. And I decided on penises. But I think I've got to stop. I think I got to stop. And this is actually a tip for you ladies if you want to use it. If you want men to stop sending you unsolicited pictures of their penis, all you need to do is what I did, which is send a picture of a penis back. They will not know what to do. They'll be terrified. No one is less prepared to receive a picture of a penis than a man that just sent a picture of a penis to what he thought was a woman. They'll be terrified. There's actually one where if you look at the text chain, it's just a picture of a penis, a picture of my penis, and then him going, Stephanie? I have friends who are dating, trying to date in New York and stuff, and especially my female friends will talk to me about their troubles trying to date in like metropolitan city, trying to date in the age of the apps and everything. And I even had one friend, she came to me with this list, and it was the list of everything that she wanted in a guy, you know? And I told her honestly, because I care about her, I need you to take that list and throw it in the trash, all right? Burn it if you have to, if that will help you forget the memory. I'll tell you right now, there's only 3 things. There's only 3 attributes that you could hope for in a guy that you're gonna make a partner. There's only 3. You need to pick 2, okay? You need to pick 2 of those 3. Whichever 2 you can live with. And move on, because you're not gonna get all 3. I hate it for you, but it's not gonna happen. I'll go over them right now. There's good dick, good person, got his shit together. You need to pick 2 of those 3. Whichever 2 work for you, and move on. And if he has 1, leave. Don't let a 1 ruin your life. Just 1? Honestly, I have friends complain to me about their 1s, and I'm falling asleep listening to the story because it's just boring. It's like, well, you told me you had 1 to begin with, so what are we really talking about? If he's just a good person, doesn't have good dick, doesn't have his shit together, just a good person, that's a friend. Like, that's... Y'all can hang out on the weekends, go to museums. I don't know why you're trying to force more, you know? If he's just good dick. Just good dick. Not a good person. Doesn't have his shit together. Just good dick. That's literally a dildo. That's what a dildo is for. Why are you stressed out? Make a mold of his dick in his sleep and leave. Nobody puts their vibrator back in the drawer like, Eva got my birthday. Like, that's... It's not gonna happen if you treat it like what it's for. Because you're not gonna get all 3. And I hate it for you. I really do. Sincerely. And every time I have this conversation with my friends, sometimes they get upset. Not every time. Sometimes they do get upset. And they're like, no. No, he has all 3. No. No, he has all 3. I know it. I feel it here and here and here. No! He has all three. If you really think he has all three, he's gonna kill you, all right? That is a murderer putting on a facade, okay? I'm sure all 33 women thought Ted Bundy had all three, you know? Seemed like, no, Ted, it's just nice, you know? It's just nice to meet a guy that, like, has his shit together as a lawyer and everything and, like, knows his way around the bedroom, knows how to listen. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, like, that's how it went every time. You want to know what bothers me? What really upsets me? What even scares me a little bit? I don't know which two I am. Because I don't get to decide, you know? That's another person's decision about me. I'm scared I'm gonna be laying back with my girl years from now, right? Years from now, just laying back, we're talking about this, and I lean over to her, and I'm like, I'm good dick and a good person, right? And she's like, you have a great job, all right?